Alright, so let's go ahead and go through phase 1 of the Georgia Barber Master exam. We're going to set your client up, and then prepare for the haircut. So what that entails is I'm going to show you what you're going to need. Alright, so first off, we're going to have 3 bags labeled disinfectant, soiled linens, and trash. You need them to all be brown paper bags. I actually had one ripped, so I had to use this white one for the demonstration. However, they want you to bring brown paper bags, no labels at all. And this is the bag that I brought. It entails all my supplies. So let's go ahead and get set up for the first step of the Georgia Barber Practical Examination. Alright, so what we want to do first is get our first section out of our bag. And it's going to be packaged up. Every one of our sections is going to be packaged up just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on the ground along with the soiled linens. That you want to put them right beside your table. So I'm going to put them to the left of me. Make sure that the actual sign that you put on there is visible to the people that are proctoring your exam. We're going to get out our supplies for our first section of the barber exam. This will be preparation for your haircut and setup. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. You're going to take out your first aid. This can be labeled first aid. It's going to have gloves in there, and it's also going to have an actual first aid along with your hand sanitizer. So we're going to put this at the front of the table, and I will show you after I do this. So we're going to put this at the front of the table. And I also had some gloves in here. So with this bag that we just took all of our first aid out of, we're going to go ahead and put this in the trash. And now I'm going to put my gloves on. The biggest thing that they're looking for is sanitation. That's the biggest thing. So make sure if you touch anything, make sure you get some hand sanitizer on these gloves. So after I put these on, I'm going to go ahead and just hit some hand sanitizer just to be safe. So after I do that, I'm going to get out my wipes. You're going to wipe down the table. This is going to be EPA registered along with bacterial and fungal certified as well. So it can be any type. It can be small. This is just what I had at home. But you're going to take a wipe out. We're going to place this at the other end of the table. And you're just going to wipe down the table. So I'm going to wipe down the entire table. Even lift these up, place it down. Lift these up, place it back down. Lift this up, place it back down. Alright. And we're going to place this in the trash. Now, after we did that, sanitize. Boom. Alright, so now that our table is sanitized, everything's clean, after we just sanitized our gloves again, we can go back into our bag and start setting up for the actual haircut. So this is what your bag should look like. It's just a regular plastic bag. I got like a 10-gallon. And you want to label it number 1, hair cutting supplies. You want to label it number 1, hair cutting supplies. You want to do this just so you don't get confused, because it's kind of, you feel pressured on the test and you just want to make it easy on yourself. So number 1 because of the first section, and the hair cutting supplies because they also want you to have it labeled. So we're going to open this up. You can place this on the table. And first, we're going to get our hair cutting supplies out. I already wrapped up all my scissors, my combs, my blades, along with my clippers in this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unroll it on the table. And you want everything to look nice and neat and clean. And also, another pro tip, make sure you do not bring wireless clippers to the exam. They want you to bring wired clippers. Also, you do not have to worry about bringing an extra outlet. They will have outlets there for you to use. So make sure you just bring your clippers, which are corded, and if you have like a trimmer or a clipper that charges on a cord, make sure you just bring the cord. That's fine. That'll work as well. So boom, like this right here. This is perfectly fine. You can bring this as long as you bring this with it. Just make sure now it's wired, and that's fine. This, same thing, wired clipper. So after setting up everything, you want to also sanitize. So boom. After we set up everything and we touched everything, we want to make sure we sanitize. After anything you touch, sanitize. It's just going to save you trouble in the long run. So now we're going to set up our actual mannequin. So let's go ahead and set the mannequin up. You want to bring a mannequin that you can bring 2 mannequins. I brought 1. I had people in there bring 2. It's fine. Basically, what they're going to want us to do is give a haircut to a mannequin. So you're going to have to give a fade to a mannequin or just, take off the hair. So this is what my mannequin looked like coming into it. You can bring any mannequin you want, 1 or 2. The reason, like I said, why this side is like this, I actually use this for my barber exam. So as you see, this is all you're going to have to do. It worked for me just to do one side. You can cut both sides. However, if you just have one mannequin, you're going to want to save this other side for some other sections of the exam. So we're going to set our mannequin up right beside us. You want to make sure it's stable on the ground. You don't want it falling over. That's going to just create problems. So make sure it's stable. Make sure it's pointing forward. And get your cape out. Once I got my cape out, boom, I'm going to place this bag in the trash because I'm done with it. So after placing it in the trash, they say get a child's cape, and I'll tell you why they say bring a child's cape. You can bring any cape. I'm going to tell you, you want a cape that has ends like these instead of the buttons because the mannequin's neck is not that big. So what you're going to want to do is have a towel in every section just to wrap it around the mannequin's neck because this is going to make it a little bit thicker, so it's going to make it easier to drape. So let's go ahead and drape our mannequin. I want to sanitize before anything just because I've been touching stuff. So we're going to actually put the towel around the mannequin's neck. You want to make sure you have a clip. Bring you a clip, something to hold it in place. So there you go. Now we're going to sanitize. I'm telling you, sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Now we're going to place the cape around our mannequin's neck. You want to go in front of the mannequin, go on the thick part, and you want to just do it as tight as you can so this does not fall off. Now, once we have our mannequin draped up, we have our supplies on the table, and our table's cleaned off. We're just going to sit back and wait for further instructions. All right, everyone, this is section 2 of your Georgia Barber Master Exam, and there are 7 parts that we need to go over to pass this section. Before I begin, I'm going to state my mannequin's pre-cut because this is actually the mannequin I used for my exam, and I actually don't want to cut anything on this side just so I can demonstrate everything else I need to do in this video. So let's go ahead and go over the 7 parts of this section that we need to go over to pass this section. 1, make sure implements and tools are clean, which we already have. This is what we did before the video even started. Second, we're going to do a scalp analysis. The scalp analysis is just making sure there's nothing that can contaminate our clippers, no viruses, no no bacteria, nothing. But this is a mannequin, so there's nothing to worry. But that's just something we need to go over because it's part of the exam. Next, we're going to do the clipper over comb technique, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Clipper over comb is real simple. You got your clipper, you got your comb. Here's the mannequin. So before we touch the mannequin, sanitize. So here we go. Clipper over comb is real simple. We're gonna go up underneath the hair with our comb, and then we're gonna go over it with our clippers. This is how you demonstrate that you know how to do clipper over comb. So boom. After that's done, we're gonna put them down. The next thing you need to show that you know how to do and demonstrate is clipper with the guard. So now let's demonstrate cutting with the guard. This is really simple. More than likely, to give a fade, you're going to use a guard anyways. But I'm going to show you right now just so you know what I'm talking about. We're just going to make sure that we demonstrate we know how to use a guard on a clipper. Real simple. That's it. We're going to put our guard and our clipper down. Next, we're going to get our comb and our shear. So here's my shear, here's my comb. We're going to demonstrate that we know how to use this properly. There's two ways you can actually go about doing this. One, scissor over comb. So this is scissor over comb. Similar to clipper over comb. So now let's demonstrate cutting hair with the shears. We're actually going to go through the client's hair, and we're going to grab a piece of hair. Boom. And once you grab a piece of hair, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to turn the mannequin a little bit. We're going to go through the hair with the scissors. Real simple. I'll show you one more time. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Make sure you palm the scissors. So always make sure you got the scissors facing down. We're going to go run through the hair with our comb. Grab a piece that needs to be cut. Boom, right here. Put the comb in the other hand. Now we're just going to cut the hair with the scissors. Real simple, real easy. Boom. Now it's laid down real nice. Next, let's establish an outline over the ears. So what we're going to do is we're going to mimic lining up this curve above the ear. This is real simple. Just mimic it. Make sure they see you do it. That's it. Last but not least, we're actually going to demonstrate a reverse backhand stroke on the back side of the neck. So don't worry about having actually a blade in the razor. There's no need for it. You don't even need to bring any blades. Just bring the actual razor. So to do this, you're going to demonstrate stretching the skin. You're going to do a backhand, which looks like this. And you're just going to go down on the mannequin. And that's it. Now, this will take you about 45 minutes. But like I said, I've already pre-cut the mannequin because this is actually the one that I used in barber school, and I don't have another mannequin on deck. And I want to use some of this other hair for the other parts of the tutorial. But once you are done, once you have finished, the section, we're just going to sit back and wait for further instructions.